I'm back. Another video on these conversions of Sturmey Archer FW hubs to S5 hub. Now, there's a lot of Molten riders out there, so I thought I'd do another video. Ignore this tray, by the way. Yeah, there's birds on it and all sorts, but this is what I use to get a bit messy, so it is what it is. I just thought I'd do another video because the last one I did was a few years ago, and I had the official Sturmey Archer parts and everything, which are an absolute nightmare to find now. I've just converted this hub to S5, so I've done all the stuff internally like I had on the other video. So HSA 345 sun pinion and all the threaded axle key, stuff like that. All that stuff is all good. However, I was finding it very difficult to get a bell crank, Sturmey Archer bell crank, and I didn't fancy doing that bit of, cable and, attaching the rear wheel type thing. I just didn't fancy it. I quite like the bell crank, to be honest. So what I've done, this is the next Molten project. So I've got a wild yellow Molten, which is going to have drop bars. Going to have a bit more power in it, bit lighter. So what I've done here is I bought this is a new Shimano 3-speed bell crank, and I drilled it out with a 3/8 drill bit, and then I basically just forced it on the thread on an old Sturmey Archer hub and just basically made the thread, which has worked quite well, to be honest. It wasn't too hard. So this is now nice and secure. It works exactly the same way as the Sturmey Archer one. Now, what I did find as well, which I thought, this is going to be useful, was the old threaded bit on the Shimano, because this threaded part here, where my finger is, it's wider than the Sturmey Archer one, so you can't just put your Sturmey Archer cable, which would normally be, threaded on this type of thing here. It's a lot, you can see, it's a lot wider. So I managed to find the Shimano one, which was good because, I've got the adjustment, slightly different way of doing it. It's kind of reversed, but I've taken the cable clamp off the Sturmey and just put it on the end. So this is going to work exactly the same way. I can't see why it wouldn't work. I'll still make a nail to go in there. I can't see why there'd be any problem with this. So I'm going to set this up on my bike and get this all going. I've got everything threaded in here again. I'll put this in the hub when I get a chance, and start lacing up the back wheel, and away we'll go. Now this one I've got a slightly different arrangement on the gearing because I'm kind of replicating in a way the Safari Molten. So it's, I'm not pretending it's a Safari. So it's still got Molten Deluxe all over it. But I've got a 54 tooth front chain ring. And I'm going to probably put a 16 tooth on the back, or a 15. I actually changed my other Molten to a 16 tooth on the back. And that was pretty much because I moved out into the Chiltern Hills and I needed it, and I wasn't really feeling like I was losing out at the top end either, so still about an 80 inch or something like that. So this new one, what I'm going to do with drop bars and all that stuff, I've got 2 shifters on the handlebars from a Sturmey Archer S52 or an S51, I'm not quite sure. So there's 2 kind of levers at the top of the where the handlebars are, so it's nice and easy access. And I'm going to put that in, so I think my range will be 30, let me get this right here, 35 to 80, I think it is, something like that, just above 80, or 81, something like that, with a 16 tooth on the back. Now I'll see how I get on with the drop bars, because I think I'll probably be a bit better up the hills with drop bars, so I might go on it with 15 tooth, and then I'll get, probably about 87 inch, 88 inch at the top end, which is a bit more, I guess, a bit more sporting like. But yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Just sort of do another video and show you how how you can make an alternative. So these are the bits. The other thing you can do is, if you take this side, you've got a standard toggle chain. You can take it apart, take the bit off the end, and affix it to a spring. So you basically just loop it onto a spring there, and then on the other end where you've got this, if you take this part off, this part here, you just basically drift it out, and you're left with a hole underneath here. You can just hook the other part of the spring into there as well. So that's another option, and then that allows you to use that on the end as well. So there's plenty of options out there. So I think, and these are really readily available, this part anyway. This end isn't so available, but you'll probably have a reasonable chance of tracking one down compared to the Sturmey one, which I've seen crazy prices for. I mean, I've seen some for sale for £120. I mean, come on, really? It's there's always another way. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, and I think that covers everything. I don't think there's anything else to add, but yeah, that was it. The HSA 345, which is the Sun, the new Sun gear, that is quite difficult to get a hold of now. In fact, anything to do that is quite hard to get a hold of, so you might have to keep your eyes peeled for an old hub, or maybe just see if you can find an axle. So I've seen a couple of axles for sale. They're not being too bad. I mean, around about the £40 mark, so it's kind of already done then, and you just basically put it into your 4-speed. So there's ways and means of still doing it. I think that's what I'm saying. So just keep your eyes peeled for parts. But this is my second conversion now, and I would thoroughly recommend it if you've got a Molden. If you've got any other bike with the FW hub, I would really recommend doing this. It just makes a big difference to how you can get about and cycle. That's it for this video. I shall see you next time.